News. Thank you. Amazing. Ivanka Trump published tweet for Father's Day and it didn't pass without despise. Like every ordinary person in holidays spirit cherishing via social media, the Trumps were highlighting Father's Day. On Sunday they were posting several thanks. Eric Trump shared a photo of the Father's Day gift he received from his wife, and Ivanka Trump shared a family photo with a sweet tribute to her husband, Jared Kushner, but critics flew in as soon as she published it. Dear President Daddy, don't worry. I'm working on rehabilitating my image so people forget I'm a liar and a hypocrite. Love, Ivanka, Jeremy Greenfield, H. Greenfield, June 18, 2017. There were some decent though, some told the ignorance is the best cure, and one even suggested that Father's Day sentiments should transcend party affiliation. However, looks like a person cannot say thank you without getting political insults. What are your thoughts on this? Comment section below. The truth is out. James Comey was thrown out because of this item. Weeks after the FBI terminated its investigation into former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails, former FBI Director James Comey had a bitter interaction with Obama administration Attorney General Loretta Lynch, so bitter that what he showed her got him kicked out of her office. In a report published by the news website Circa, Comey reportedly privately informed a few insiders about the unpleasant meeting with Lynch. He presented her with evidence that he had regarding her meeting with former President Bill Clinton on an airport tarmac in June 2016, prompting his suspicions of her interference with an ongoing investigation. The evidence Comey had shows that Lynch may have involved a communication between two political figures that indicated the Justice Department was going to cover for Hillary Clinton. Circa labeled this as, that suggested Lynch had agreed to put the kibosh on any prosecution of Clinton. According to Circa, Comey said Lynch's response to the evidence was jaw-dropping about backroom dealings in Washington. Comey said, the Attorney General looked at the document, then looked up with a steely silence that lasted for some time, then asked him if he had any other business with her and if not that he should leave her office, said one source who was briefed. She was very disturbed that applies to her guilt and instead of confessing it, Lynch showed the door out to Comey because she was trapped. This information comes after Comey testified that he felt queasy when Lynch asked him to refer to the FBI's investigation into Clinton's emails as a matter instead of an investigation, echoing the language the Clinton campaign used to describe the FBI's efforts. Comey declined on the basis that it reeked of political spin. The president tweeted the truth, literally. Game changer. Huge Social Security scandal exposed. Social Security has been one of the most embattled programs in American history. Set up by President Roosevelt over 80 years ago, the program designed to help Americans when they reach retirement has been abused and misused for generations. Americans who paid into the system all their lives often have trouble receiving benefits when they retire. Meanwhile, immigrants and others who have not contributed are able to withdraw from SS on day one of entering the country. Presidents have worked to reform the system, to alleviate the burden it will place on future generations, but have often been denied by liberal lawmakers. Today the Social Security program is in great need of help and reform. President Trump has vowed to preserve the benefits of both Social Security and Medicaid, but change is still needed. Recent news is flooring Americans and revealing a scandal you wish could only be made up. Instead, it has only confirmed the great problems SS faces and the challenge Trump faces. From right-wing news, an audit found that the Social Security Administration paid out over $1 billion in benefits to people that don't have Social Security numbers, or people that should not be able to get benefits at all. The government's documentation of representative payees, or people who receive benefits on behalf of someone else incapable of managing their affairs, was evidently massively flawed. Over the last 10 years, the SSA has paid out $1 billion to 22,426 representative payees who did not have a Social Security number and who the SSA did not follow its policy to get a paper application from, unless it takes corrective action. We estimate SSA will pay about $182.5 million in benefits, annually, to representative payees who do not have an SSN or paper application supporting their selection, the Inspector General said. As if that wasn't enough, the Inspector General found that the SSA paid $853.1 million since 2004 to representative payees that had been terminated by the agency. The agency did not update the system once someone had been terminated and did not keep up with paper applications. This is the kind of abuse that has been going on in the federal government for years, particularly over the last 8 years. Big spender Barack Obama seemed to be unwilling to make necessary cuts in our budget or to even evaluate where our money is going. Also check out, boom. Trump just rocked Obama's world. Latest executive order has Barack panicking. This shocking amount of cash going to unwarranted beneficiaries proves that under Obama, there was virtually no oversight to ensure that taxpayer dollars went to the right places. Even the smallest amount of accountability could have caught these kinds of glaring errors. It's sad to think of all the hard-working Americans, who toiled for years to support their families and country, paying into the Social Security program, who are now denied basic benefits because of these abuses. Meanwhile, strangers and non-citizens are receiving $1 billion worth of support. It's time for this kind of nonsense to end. Source: Right-Wing News. IT's happening major travel ban scandal exposed, it involves Democrats. Prior and after Donald Trump has been chosen as the 45th President of the United States, his and his administration's attempts to improve the country have been frequently and strongly opposed by the leftists. Despite the fact that everything our president does serves the purpose of making America great again, Democrats have not stopped attacking him and oppressing his executive orders. So far, after some 6 months, as he is a president, Donald Trump has done too much. Nevertheless, there is still a lot to be done and a lot of time for him to stick to the promised. Unfortunately, there would have been a lot more done if it was not for the Democrats opposing simply everything Trump does. By oppressing him, the leftists are showing the pain they feel ever since losing the elections. And now, it appears that they only try to stick to their party's ideology, regardless of anything else and of the people's needs. This was the case when many progressive officials, judges included, worked against Trump's executive order on temporary banning travelers from several Muslim-majority countries. As President Trump was going to great lengths to keep terrorists at bay, Democrats constantly defied him, which, in turn, made our nation less safe. Well, one of those liberals has gone rouge on their party and has uncovered a major truth. Right Scoop reported, Sally Yates admitted in an exchange with Senator Cornyn that the official of legal counsel reviewed Trump's immigration EO and found it to be completely legal. Yet she had the audacity to overrule the Office of Legal Counsel and deem it unconstitutional. She did what a few of the federal courts did that overruled it. She looked outside the language and detail of the actual order itself to Trump's campaign statements in 2016 to deem it unconstitutional, which is only something a liberal hack would do. Democrats could not believe it when President Trump removed Sally, and in a way, she publicly attacked Trump, the President of the United States. In a few months, she has to admit that President Trump's executive order was constitutional, and surely not anti-Muslim. So it appears that the only reason for her to attack and oppose the order was the party. We would be happy to hear your thoughts and predictions. Reveal Trump border wall designs are ready for this summer. 2 years ago, an exquisite statement from billionaire rocked the political world by declaring that he is planning something big for America's southern border. President Donald Trump said in June 2015 as he announced his campaign for the White House, "I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me, and I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great, great wall on our southern border. And I will have Mexico pay for that wall." Couple of years later, the people will receive from some of the perspective that Trump is working on, and his administration is finishing the final designs for the wall which is to be built between the USA and Mexico. A spokesperson for the Office of Customs and Border Protection said 4 to 8 designs for wall prototypes will be constructed in San Diego. The prototypes will allow officials to examine the strengths and weaknesses of each design before agreeing on a final design for the planned wall on the southern border. The Trump administration had issued a call for designs, and has been considering the proposals submitted since the April deadline. Throughout the campaign, Trump talked about a wall of varying sizes. The CBP proposal requests called for designs that included a solid concrete wall and a see-through structure. The administration revealed that both types of wall could be used. Trump's FY 2018 budget calls for $2.6 billion to build the wall, starting in El Paso, Texas, the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, and San Diego. "We are absolutely dead serious about the wall," Budget Director Mick Mulvaney said in May, labeling it one of the president's top 3 budget priorities. Although the project has attracted many critics, Trump said his signature initiative will come to fruition. Trump said, after meeting with Republican congressional leaders in June, "The wall will be a great help and that will happen, believe me. This and the company is 100% Vietnam veteran owned. https://t.co/w9my6smfdt, deplorable for Trump, at Iowa_Trump, June 12, 2017. During the meeting, Trump said the wall might have solar panels on its top, generating electricity that could help pay for some of the cost of the project. What are your thoughts on this? Comment section below. Alert: Obama's college records, this discovery may put him behind the bars. The presidential race back in 2008 was maybe one of the biggest deals in the recent U.S. history. During those elections, the liberal media forgot all about their honor and launched its hyper-partisan project. It was just unbelievable how many shillings there were for Barack Obama, since the news reporters acted more as brainwashed cultists than the journalists they usually act like. Among the false stories, they have published that Obama's the smartest person to ever be president meme. Normally, this cheap story was never confirmed as his academic success, and the whole history was tapped and not really researched by the media furthermore. According to the Nut Bar Factor, Obama's university days are a huge enigma, having in mind the fact that the professors and his classmates surprisingly do not remember anything about him, even though rumor has it that he was pretty popular among the students. The real question isn't really how good his grades were, but if contained within the records is evidence that he was considered a foreign student at the time. People investigating the issue seem to believe that Barack Obama wasn't who was attending Columbia, but Barry Soetoro. We know now that Obama was willing to claim foreign birth whenever it benefited him. In 1991, he described himself in his literary agent's publicity brochure as having been born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. We also know that Obama's mother, and Dunham, and stepfather, Lolo Soetoro, claimed Indonesian citizenship, and Islam as religion, for their son Barry Soetoro when they enrolled him as a first grader in an Indonesian school in 1968. His parents seemed more than willing to claim non-resident status as well on official documents when Barry was growing up. Which raises the obvious and often debated question, was Obama really born in America? This question is immediately dismissed as conspiratorial whenever it's mentioned as a way to shut down any honest investigation. There's already ample evidence to suggest that Obama was born outside America, and it's thought that the final piece is hidden away in his student records. Revealing them is indeed a big matter, nevertheless the way you process it, since it presents the real picture and the lack of intelligence of ex-President Obama, as well as the fact that he was recognized as a foreign student, showing once again that he hid the truth regarding his birth. We would be happy to hear your thoughts and predictions.